All right. 1 2 1 2. I think I'm gonna turn my mic up just a little bit. Let me get it on the big screen. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. Hello and welcome to week one anatomy and physiology. I'm your professor, Dr. Sean Clavel here. This is a kind of an announcement, kind of an introduction here on week one of the semester here. I don't get a chance to see you guys personally, but this is exclusively, not exclusively for my online students, but geared towards my online students, as I don't get to see them personally. So I make a weekly update and announcements and answer any questions I get through the email. And today is really going to be a day where we go over some housekeeping items and get you guys ready for a strong semester here. So, apologize as I get my slides up here. Let's go. Let's go with that one. We'll just put up a slide there. There's me. Uh, brace yourselves. Anatomy is coming. I just wanted to kind of introduce myself here. I am a doctor of physical therapy. I'm also a licensed physical therapist, as you can see there, indicated under my credentials. I am a full-time faculty here in the biology department of Arizona Western College. And so hopefully you guys are excited as I am to start a new semester here. If you guys do need to get a hold of me, my email is just my first and last name at azwestern. I would prefer the email through Canvas, so email through Canvas is probably the best so that I can really gear down to pick what class you're in, so it's easier to detect what class you're in when you email me through Canvas. I do have in-person office hours. That is Mondays and Wednesdays. Excuse me. I do have in-person office hours, and that's the wrong slide there. I have office hours that are Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 3. And so from Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, I am available for students. And it's usually before my classes in person. I'm also available through Zoom during that time too. So if you need to get a hold of me, you can do that. We can talk through Zoom or over phone, and that's kind of some time that I have set aside during the week to actually for students. So that is my student time. And then as well, there it is. Okay, so again, there it is. My office hours are from Tuesday and Thursday, 1 to 3 p.m. And there's that Zoom room there that you can hit me up there if you need to. And so our class is going to be a in-depth look of the human body, right? We're going to look at the integumentary system, the skeletal system, the muscular system, and the nervous system here. Again, we're going to demonstrate some hands-on skills, including a microscope. The microscope in my online class is a virtual microscope, so you can use that through the computer, as well as dissection, and that's dissection labs, and that'll be completed throughout the semester there through your online learning kit, and for my in-person students, they'll complete it in person as well. All right, and as I mentioned, you can see here that your lab manual will be purchased through Scientific Interactive. So you can see there's the link is actually, let's go ahead and show you that. If you're interested, we can take a look. Many of you have already signed on, and we've had a little bit of a hiccup in terms of the first classes. I had some discussions with IT overnight, and I think we've got most of the issues cleared up here. But I do have the link to your, throw it up here on your canvas there, close that little announcement. 007, there it is. If you click on there, you'll go down to there's your announcements page. There's where you'll see your new announcements. But right here, here's how you'll order that lab kit. You'll make sure that it's the appropriate lab kit there, and then you enroll. Now I got, you'll see here that it'll give. Your dashboard might be a little bit different, but then you'll click in there, and from the assignments page in your modules, really your modules lives in your class lives in these modules here. So in the assignments page, you'll see that we've got getting started, and so I have to actually leave in order for it to get started here, but it hopefully should work for everybody here. Click on that getting started. It'll take you to a separate tab, and there. Now, if you're having trouble with getting in, one of the common mistakes that I saw, it doesn't necessarily a mistake, but a hiccup there in terms of the Scientific Interactive, is that students were signing in, or they started their account, they purchased their account with like a Gmail account or some other email account outside of that AZ Western account, and then when they log in through the Canvas utilizes that AZ Western account. So there's a issue with having two accounts signed on, and so from a standpoint in that direction, you may get locked out from one or both of those accounts. And so the resolution, if you've had an issue with that, I'll pull up that IT. You'll call up IT and they'll clear that up very quickly. It's a very easy solution for them over there. I'm pulling up my email here, so give me a sec there, but okay, so again, if you're having any trouble with logging on, the website here, how to contact customer service, so they have a log link here, but the number that you want to call is right here, and I'll kind of direct you there the first time, but 1-866-206-0773. So this is going to be the phone number that you're going to want to call if it turns out that you get locked out of your account there, because it's usually because you have one or two, you've signed in from more than one account. So again, I'll keep that number up there for a sec, give you a chance to take a picture or anything of the like. And we'll get back into that. Slides here. I'll go over my grading scale. My grading scale is pretty straightforward, or at least hopefully straightforward. I would even say that, just to give myself a little bit of latitude, I'll put approximately 1,500 points, right? Give or take about 100 to 200 points. in terms of the grading scale, it's been divided into half. So half of that class is your lab assignments, class participation, all those different discussion boards and the like, and then your lecture component, which is going to be your tests and your practicals. So tests and practicals, the tests are, well, let me go through there. The grading scale is that I round to 1 decimal place there, so 1 decimal place is the key for that. And then the tests and practicals. The test is a traditional assessment. Actually, our first test is on January 25th that you'll see here. So January 25th, a week from tomorrow, is our first test. That'll be over Chapter 1. Some of the big keys in Chapter 1 are going to be looking at the anatomical terminology. So understanding anatomical terms, as well as some of those regional terms, meaning the different regions of the body and how we describe those different regions of the body using anatomical or medical terms, maybe, right? And head is cranial, face facial, but some of the other ones, like the tip of your shoulder here, is known as your acromial region. So getting familiar with some of the more nuanced areas of the body as well. But for this course here, you'll see we've got those 6 lecture exams, and the first lecture exam is going to be the lowest in points, so it'll be about half as many points as the last one that we'll have on the nervous system. Our course is going to be kind of broken up into the sections. So Chapter 1's fairly comprehensive, and again, in terms of anatomical terminology and then some basic biology. Chapter 2 is going to be chemistry, 3 is going to be the cell biology, and 4 gets into the tissue level of organization, histology. But what we'll also see in these tests is a second part of the test, which I call the practical. And a practical will be identifying different features or different structures. So whether it's the different parts of a cell, the different types of tissues, and that might be underneath a microscope, but also the different parts of a bone, the different muscles of the body. So being able to identify them on a chart, diagram, or a body, right, on the body, of a demo is going to be important to identify in this class. So that's what we call our practicals. We kind of identify different parts of the body, different parts of the bones, muscles, anything of the like there, and you'll be provided with images and then asked to identify them. So for this online course, you will be required to use Lockdown Respondus browser, as well as the Lockdown Respondus and Lockdown, meaning that your computer will need a camera, right? Like it's going to have a camera, and that you will have to utilize that in a way that is appropriate. Oh, wrong way, sorry. The next thing here is the lab assignments, and so you can see that that their lab assignments are completed and graded using Scientific Interactive. My goal is to kind of get these done on a weekly basis, so they'll be due by Sunday with a grace period of 24 hours, with a grace period of 24 hours. So Monday by midnight is the latest we'll line these assignments up for. And again, you'll see that your first lab assignments are up, they're available. If you have any issues, this is the time to clear that up. So again, I can direct you to the IT group over at Scientific Interactive. I showed you their number before. I could do it again, and then once we get in that first week, we get all that other ones out of the way, we'll get rolling. One that we might be mindful of is the inventory kit. It's the inventory kit. So you may it may take a week or so, or maybe even 2 weeks before you get your lab kit, and so I won't take any points off if your inventory kit assignment is, actually I might just take the due date off, but I encourage you to complete that at its earliest convenience as soon as you get it. I don't want to anybody by putting a hard due date on that. So it's a really soft due date. Let's just say it's a soft due date. Okay, so we've kind of flashed around our canvas a little bit already. Let me talk about, let me show you what I got on my canvas here. There's your class right there. Well, I've got all my courses up there, right? So this is for everybody. You can see here we hop into 007, but particularly because that is my online course. Okay, so here's the canvas. You guys are hopefully familiar with my getting familiar with my canvas page here. What you're gonna see is that your canvas really, I should put you, I might bump it up a little bit higher, but your canvas lives in this modules here. So canvas really, you should just go to the modules, and that's where your canvas lives. So I might even change around the direction so that modules is a little bit higher. You'll note that. But you'll get here and you can see that, oh, excuse me, in the welcome begin here, there's your course overview, some keys to being successful in this course, some things about me. All right, my introduction there, a little bit about me, and so as well you can see that the introductory survey. So this is a assessment, or even just kind of a introduction, and kind of tells me about you as a student, right? Helps me to learn about you as a student so that I can help meet your needs to the best of my ability. So there it is. It's only 12 questions. There's no time limit there, no due date necessarily, but again, let's get that in at your earliest convenience. I'll start to put a due date at the end of the week here. So once our drop ad period is all set up there, I'll probably make it due so that I can put a little urgency in it. Again, back to modules. So then we've also got your syllabus quiz, which is online there. Take a look at the syllabus, get familiar with it, and then it's on your front page here. So you go to the home page, you can see that I've got my first day handout, what we may call a syllabus, or your first day handout. It's right here. You can take a look at that. It's only a couple pages long. At the end of it, it's got the calendar as well, so we'll try and stick to that as best as we can. You can see there we've got all the structures here. But yeah, there's the syllabus, or what we may call our first day handout, right there on your front page, right above our bad attitude is like a flat tire. Can't go anywhere unless you change it. It's right there. There's that syllabus there. So go ahead and take a look at that. It's a simple, just more of an agreement amongst us as students and colleagues, rather than a quiz as to like digging into it. It's just I agree to these the format and the way that we're going to conduct our class as professionals in a professional manner. And then you've got your introductory oh, and I'm going to fix these dates here, but your introductory lab material, and I'll start opening them up and getting them all set there. Your textbook, so if you take a look here at textbooks, additional resources, your textbook is free and online. You can find links here, as well as some of the other resources that we'll be using here in class. This includes like Blue Link, which is a cool website that shows a lot of pictures. If you come over here, I'll show you resources at the top of the page. These things called Blue Link images. Let me try that again. What was going on? Why is it doing that to me? There it is. Okay. And so this is kind of like the pictures that I use like for like my practicals. So, excuse me. Let's say like the deep back and spinal cord, right? So if we go to the deep back and spinal cord, you can see that there's a bone of the upper arm, and so you'll be asked to know these different features of the bones of the body, right? Like the scapula, there's the superior and inferior angle, and so you can see, and you'll see these pictures here as slides in my lectures as when we get to these components, but as well, this is as I mentioned, I also used these for. These are blank images. So these are the blank images that are the features that I used for testing, right? And so a practical would ask you, okay, ooh, look, that's check out those muscles there. So like, yeah, what is this muscle here? What muscle is this one right there? Or what is that muscle there, right? That muscle reflected. That's your trapezius, but that's your rhomboids right there. So that would be the idea behind like a practical, identifying the different parts of the body, and identifying those features here. If I gave you a picture, an arrow, or something along those lines. So Blue Link, Biodigital. I actually even, if you go to your modules, again, that's where your canvas lives, you'll see that there are some blue biodigital structures here. So you can actually practice on these biodigital features. And this is one of the things that is going to be helpful in terms of identifying the different parts of the body, or having an atlas, as they call it. You want to have an atlas at hand pretty regularly as you go through anatomy and physiology. You guys will actually, my online course actually uses biodigital through Scientific Interactive, but you can see here, we're just going to jump in there, look at the fifth lumbar vertebrae, excuse me, and then, come on, scroll back. You can isolate it. And so then when we take a look here, we can see these features. There's the body of the vertebrae. Oh, you probably can't see my hand, but there's the body of the vertebrae. You've got the spinous process, and so you can use these features here right in your canvas. Take that up, clear it off, right in your canvas that you can use right there. I think one of the last things I want to show you guys here as we get into the semester, want to keep these ones brief and allow you guys to spend some of that energy working through the material and getting acquainted with each other here through the discussion boards and working. Is that here's how we and you can see I've broken up each of the sections even into like what I might break up as an exam or a test. So chapter 1 here, you can see chapter 1, Introduction to the Human Body. That exam is going to open up on January 25th, again a week from tomorrow, and it'll be open until excuse me, perhaps Sunday or Monday. Give you the till Sunday with a 24-hour grace period. But again, chapter 1, intro, reading and outline here, so you can see, take a look at what you guys will be looking at here. So introduction, reading and outline is going to be basically crash course. So crash course is a really good way to introduce the material. It's an 8 to 10 minute video that is by no means necessarily comprehensive, but it is a great overarching video in terms of like getting the basics in terms of the chapter. So there's going to be one of these, for every chapter, and so you'll see that up in the intro there. I actually downloaded the PDF copy of the textbook for you guys, so you can scroll through there, take a read through the textbook. If you're so inclined, you could even download it and read it on your laptop or phone or whatever you want. But there it is. And so again, like, remember, these anatomical regions is a big component of chapter 1, and what you'll see here on the test, identifying and being able to identify these terms and regions, as well anatomical directions, and all of those anatomical terms. Close that. Then we have a rough outline. So this is oftentimes I get a lot of students that ask, like, what do you want me to study? Well, this is an outline of the chapter. And so if you can go through this outline here and have definitions and ability to describe or terms use these terms, then you'd be comfortable to walk into an exam here. So again, the idea here is that you should be able to get comfortable with this outline for the test or the exam, and then that's really, this is the comprehensive outline. This is really what I would focus on in studying after for the assessments. And then again, this is my online course here. So for my students, I have a list of online lectures. So chapter 1 is right there and available for you. So chapter 1 is my online lecture of the Introduction to Anatomy and Physiology. It also has the lecture slides. Now, the lecture slides are not the exact lecture slides, right? Like, I've left space and room for you guys to fill out the terms and definitions as needed in the slides themselves. The slides are also helpful to study, but again, if it's probably your preference. If you prefer to study using these pictures, right, with slides, you're just as you may just as well benefit. Or if you're inclined to use, again, just a straight outline, which doesn't necessarily have pictures, but has the ability to work on that rote memorization, that's going to be important as well. So again, the big keys here in terms of anatomy and physiology is going to be practicing and a lot of practice, really. So repetition in terms of quite a bit of rote memorization, identifying different features of the body and getting familiar with them, and getting familiar with the spelling and all of the Greek and Latin words. And then the other part is conceptual ideas that relate to the chemical, the physics and the chemistry of the human body as well. So like science and math and incorporated into it as well. All right. Well, wanted to keep this first one here short and let you guys kind of work through the canvas here, get into the introductions, the syllabus quiz, and then the first assignments associated with your scientific interactive lab kit. Again, I'll be making these announcements here every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, going from 6 to 6:30, 7 o'clock as needed. As the semester continues to proceed, you'll see that it gets a little bit more intense. It gets a little bit more hands-on, and so what you'll need is a little bit more time to repeat and work and rinse and repeat. So I'm here to do that, and I'm here to work with you guys as we go through the semester. But until then, I look forward to seeing all your responses here throughout the semester, and looking at seeing how you guys work through these assignments here. So thank you guys. Take care. Have a good night, and happy first week.